Hey Pisces, welcome to your March 2023 / Pisces season 2023 reading. Let's be real. The Pisces season energy is palpable this year. Pisces represents shifts and cycles and the end of an era, the end of an old way, for the rebirth that happens around that vernal equinox or spring equinox, depending where you're watching from, the 20th, 21st. So collectively, Pisces, you included, of course, there is a shift in what's been happening in our own lives and on the collective. So we're seeing storylines wrapping up for exciting new chapters or new roads to be taken by you. Now, you've had loads of opportunities recently, Pisces. That's clear to me. The bottom of the deck, I've got two aces so far. Ace of Wands, somebody playing a game of cards here, the game of life, the game of chance. You've been making things happen for yourself. You've at least been inspired, have many ideas. You are very creative recently, or you're just kind of thinking, oh, I could make that happen, and that makes me excited. And it's a good feeling. It's like, it's very alive, and you've had all of these ideas, inspiration, and maybe you have been taking chances, taking risks, making something happen for yourself. The Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Coins here too, it's telling me that maybe it's a tangible goods or service that you offer, and you've been making a lot of sales, or you've been getting a lot of like recommendation, word of mouth. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me like there's opportunity all around you to align yourself with a productive, lucrative, and wealth orientated chapter in your life recently. That's not what's changing in March. What's changing in March is, I mean, I don't know. I just see the Death card here in the middle of the reading. So I'm putting this energy from maybe around the 7th after the full moon this month to the vernal equinox around the 20th, 21st. The sun leaves Pisces and changes afoot at that point. So something happens, or something keeps happening basically, which is indicating you to take the direction towards a change, an ending. Usually with Death card, it can be transformation, a rebirth. We won't know until we pull more cards to clear up, but all the opportunities you've been basically having, new friendships coming into your life, new business partners, collaborations, networking, exactly like word of mouth and community. The Three of Pentacles is piecing it all together, starting to build and grow on something. And I do see like a town in the background here. So it's like around the neighborhood, around your local area. I'm hearing like community, advocating for community, offering something to the community, creating community. It's all about putting pieces together and people together in certain places, and it's necessary, it's functional, and they're all the things that have been coming up for you. How to make myself functional, what do I have to offer, like how can I create community? Those are the things that have been happening. They may come up again, but for now, let's look at what March has to offer. I'll pull more cards as we go. So far, the Page of Swords, Major Arcana, first that we've seen Death card, a rebirth or transformation, and the Four of Cups towards the end of the month. So I'm interested to see how these cards come about, especially the Four of Cups towards the end of the month. That's really catching my focus right now. But let's begin at the beginning. Let's look at the Page of Swords. So I've been preaching all Pisces season so far, and I'm a Pisces, so I have somewhat of a fin to stand on. But I have been preaching like the message of forgiveness and those classic Pisces tropes, which are just so important. But I think we think of forgiveness a lot, about which it is so important, and it's, you know, a Pisces superpower, actually very underestimated by some. The Pisces superpower of being able to forgive, because then that just sets you free, right? And you don't have to damn anyone to hell, and then you don't have to go to hell with them and damn them there. You just get to free yourself and the other person. But what I'm really honing in on personally this Pisces season, as well as forgiving others, forgiving myself. And I just really think that that's an important message for Pisces season. So let's have a look at the Page of Swords. Yeah, I forgot to mention. something you say, something that you talk about at the beginning of the month, the Page of Swords, it starts to initiate this change for you. So maybe you know it, or maybe unbeknownst to you, you say or think something, have a download, want to ask a question about, want to research, want to Google something that changes your March trajectory. So your words and message and thoughts are important at the beginning of the month to pay attention to. The Five of Swords, tricky. The Justice card, also wielding a sword. So these kind of like air sign energies at the beginning of the month that are coming through. You may be dealing with Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, but not necessarily. This is just the sort of focus around like conversations you're having and triggers, basically. The Five of Swords is like, yeah, a triggered card because it can be overwhelming, it can feel like defeat, it can feel like regret, mistake, it can feel like a wound that's kind of been poured salt on at times, and you wonder why this bothers you. You ask yourself why you're triggered. The Page of Swords is nothing if not a curious character. So you sort of say, why am I feeling this way? Like, okay, let me write down in my little thought catalog what I was doing then, what I was feeling then, why am I thinking that? And then you can kind of break it down a little bit more and see it for what it is rather than anything that can dominate, because the Five of Swords can be unpleasant, and that unpleasant dominance of your thoughts we don't like. The Justice card, okay, but you know, there is a decision to be made at the beginning of the month, and it's pressing, I think, to a certain extent. No need to ever rush into anything. You should never, I guess, rush into anything. But the Strength card and the Tower card at the bottom of the deck, powerful energies. You have the strength to withstand any change, any sort of breakthrough. And the Tower doesn't have to just be a disruptive or crisis orientating change. It can be just a sudden, unexpected, pleasant surprise too. It can be breakthrough. It can be the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And the Tower card with the Death card in this reading would just suggest to me that you, Pisces, no surprises, like all the other signs, but Pisces, you are so sponge-like in nature, and it is your season, Pisces, and there is the fact that Saturn is moving into Pisces for 3 years on the 7th of March. So yes, main character energy in March, Pisces. You are leveling up and growing up, but having to take more accountability and bring around some structure in your life. What is not meant to come with you past March or into the new chapter of your life that is unfolding in March? Like I said, Saturn, after spending 3 years in a sign before you, Aquarius, moves into Pisces. We'll just move all the way through that sign nonstop. Pluto has been in Capricorn for 2 decades. We're done. But it will move back and forth for a little bit until 2024 between Capricorn and Aquarius. But overall, Pluto is moving into Aquarius at the end of March. This hasn't been seen since the 18th century. So we're going to see some shifts in our personal lives and in the collective. But whatever is not meant to come with you past that point, Pisces, energies as big and sweeping as the Tower and Death card will at least highlight to you as to what isn't going to be part of the new structure for you. Yes, you're going to be learning about discipline, maturity, structure, accountability, legacy, reputation, building something for yourself that will last, securing your place in the world to some extent or another. Whatever is going to only kind of gnaw away at that or kind of rot away at that, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be toxic, but something that isn't conducive to this new growth for you and this maturity, well, let's see it for what it is, says I. The Pisces shamanic approach, no less. Let's see it for what it is. Let's not sweep it under the carpet plus Strength card. It's like you can handle anything at this point. Does that mean that it's fair that you should have to handle certain things? Well, let justice decide what's fair or not. I mean, all you should be focused on is the fact that it's shaping you, it's for you, and you're well able for anything that comes your way. And this is not to be daunting. In fact, I think it's quite badass. I was walking with some friends last night, and it was in a neighborhood in Manhattan in New York where, you know, like, it's relatively safe. Manhattan is a busy place, but not a lot of busyness happening. And I was kind of saying, oh, kind of feels like we're on the wild side a little bit, girls. And it was just a joke, but that's what I'm getting the message here in this reading as well. It's like Pisces is taking a walk on the wild side, seeing what's over there, and then maybe coming back and saying like, you know what, I'm fine here. I'm fine with the discipline, with the structure. That looks fun. And like, why not live and live a little, Pisces? It is your season. It is, life is here to be enjoyed, but you're really focused on growing up, I think. Let's look at the Death card energy. Oh, your card, your major, the Moon card. Exactly. It's like anything that Pisces experiences this month feels like it's like a upgrade for you. You're kind of like, of course I'm experiencing this, like I'm ready. You feel like in alignment with your own spiritual evolution and revolution maybe. The Luna, the Moon, this card is talking about not being afraid of the unknown. At the bottom of the deck, Judgment card, powerful agents of transformation. I talked about Pluto. Pluto is associated with judgment. Pluto in astrology is associated with transformation. So is Death card. It's Scorpio. It's the agent of regeneration. The Pisces card, these watery Plutonic themes that come up for you mid-March. You know, Pisces season, we know what it's like as Pisces, and we know what it's like to be a Pisces, right? Am I right? Are you hearing me? Like, we just know what it's like to be a Pisces, and only a Pisces knows that. And this month it's like your kind of playground. It's where you thrive. Are you okay with experiencing joy, heartbreak, hope, fear, all at the same time? Sure, yeah, because it's an undefined energy, Pisces as an archetype. And during Pisces season, you get to be more creative, you get to be more boundaryless and limitless and kind of experience the whole picture. And I'm getting very Piscean here, and like the whole experience of just being alive. And it's kind of like you could cry, you could feel tears of joy kind of coming through. But the Death card, the Moon card, and the Judgment card, you know, holler at me. I'm curious to see how this unfolds for you in March, because I don't think it will be energy that can be ignored. I don't think it necessarily has to be external, loud, dramatic, obvious. I think there is a subtlety to it, but nonetheless, it's in a very powerful storyline emerging for you, or what's going on under the current, or what's going on psychologically for you. There's growth. The Death card always shows the rebirth, it implies it. The Judgment card, butterflies all over it. It's like, and we do have a rose here. We have somebody who may look a little older, like more elderly, stooped. We have both a thriving cypress tree, is it? And also a skull. And then we have a thriving red alive rose coming from the ground even. So it's still growing, I think. So we do have this feeling of transformation, new beginning. It's powerful. It's not fully worked out, but that's when your Piscean superpower, the other one, not forgiveness, the one that feels so comfortable in the unknown, and the excitement that comes up with new cycles and like unknown territory, and the mystical and the unforeseen. There's something divine about it, dare I say, but it's kind of magical. Like, it really shows you what it's like to be a Pisces out here in this realm. And it's kind of like you may start to sort of feel like a greater sense of belonging in the month of March, I think, by being here and doing whatever you're doing. Wow, they're big energies. Like, I'm like, I want to be more specific, but specific, okay. And then it's like 3 Virgo cards in a row at the bottom of the deck. It's like my opposite, my Virgo part of the reading is saying, right, come back down to earth now and let's talk about things practically. There is a Virgo full moon on the 7th of March. This is making an opposition to the sign of Pisces. Virgo and Pisces are opposite in the zodiacal wheel. So sometimes this can feel like a little bit of irritation for you around the 7th, Pisces, because unless you know you have really nice aspects to this moon in your own birth chart, then it's not going to be felt in that way. I'm just talking generally Pisces to Virgo. It's an opposition where your how you kind of express yourself in the world externally might be at odds to how you feel. Like, are you definitely showing up when you have energy? Sometimes do you find it hard to say, I'm not going to this party tonight, I just don't feel in the mood to, leave it at that, or not even offer an explanation, you just don't want to? That can come up around the 7th of the month. But other than that, this Virgo energy, Knight of Coins is mutable earth, the 8 and 9 of coins is Virgo energy too. So we're seeing a very nice development on, I think, matters concerning wealth at this time, or focus around certain projects and goals. So you're definitely manifesting tickety-boo on the kind of the material plane, at least. So that's all going very well for you, the Virgo energy coming through. You could be dealing with the Virgo or just having a lot of success on a project at this time. So let's move towards the end of the month. This had really caught my eye, the 4 of Cups. It is going to be something about emotions because it's a cup card. So we'll just start there at the very least. There could be a feeling of humdrum, and I mean, like, wouldn't that be fine after the intensity of March? I'm like, that's probably not a bad thing. Unless the intensity of March, like the shift, kind of leaves you a little bit like disjointed and you're like, I don't know where I really stand there, or I feel some sort of a doubt about something. The Knight of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So lots of people coming into the mix here. We have professionals, we have people that are quite inspirational to us, we have leaders in our life, or maybe we step into the role of a leader. This is about hanging with people that kind of you are inspired by, and also like reflect where you're going. And the King of Swords and the King of Wands, like we talk about Saturn as mastery. This is really like the master. They have been disciplined and they've never lost their inspiration either. It could be talking about those opportunities that have been coming up for you recently, Pisces. Now they're kind of being put in the hands of professionals or other people that are going to help you with this mission. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Other than that, there is a pleasant surprise, a friend, something coming into your life in March with a nice offering of love and harmony. I think it comes from a friend. I think that you feel supported by a dear friend this month, and it comes kind of like they surprise you and say that they're coming for a visit, whenever that may be. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I feel like March is going to be a bigger month for you in terms of just seeing the Judgment card, the Death card. We saw the Tower and Strength. It shows Tower of Strength coming to me, but also it just shows that, yeah, like your soul is ready to grow this month, and it's Pisces season, so why wouldn't it be? It's the suggestion that there is a quality to the time that is Pisces season, and that qualitative purpose, or that qualitative essence, I should say, of Pisces season is to surrender to the unknown, the Moon card, to let go, Death card, and really to be reborn with the zodiacal new year around vernal equinox, around the 20th of March. The transformation. So let go of what needs to be let go of. You are successful. You are moving in the right direction on your practical project and what needs to be done, and your work and all of that, I think. So whatever is going on psychologically, it's time to kind of embrace it, I think. And you know what, the people that kind of there's no picking up of the pieces here. These King of Swords and King of Wands wouldn't be drawn to somebody in need of believing that they needed to be fixed or saved. It's nothing like that. It's these people are impressed by you, basically. And then the Page of Cups is a pleasant surprise in the form of a person that you love. Great. Knight of Swords in reverse with the Four of Swords. This is my only caution. It's like Knight of Swords is rushing. Well, yeah, they're rushing, great, but they're like not regulated, they're not grounded, they're scattered, and they're making mistakes in the reversal. It's messy. And the Four of Cups is, well, the Four of Cups is feeling like defeated sometimes, or rejected, or depleted. I'm going to say depleted. Slow down towards the end of the month. It's okay to rest. There's going to be no guilt in that. And you're impressing people either way, so I think it's maybe about believing in yourself and believing that you deserve to just slow down sometimes, Pisces, okay? So that's the reading I have for you. There's going to be a reading around relationships. So if you think this sounded like a relationship, you may want to check out my latest relationship reading I have for your sign on Patreon. I'll link it below. Other than that, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. Happy birthday, happy Pisces season. It's going to be a good one. Bye.